now the milk is warm. After letting it boil on the stove, and it has sugar, oil, and milk, evaporated milk, and I'll put the instructions below for you all to follow. So then once you let it sit and it to cool off a little bit, you want to use 1 package of rapid rise instant yeast. I like Fleischmann's. It's fast acting, and basically you're just going to pour it on top and let it sit. Okay, so you let it set for a minute, and I measured out my 4 cups of all-purpose flour. So you want to put it in. And basically stir it in. Stir in just a little bit more. I have a 1/2 cup sitting over here for later, but I'm gonna stir in a little bit more because I need it. And basically after you stir it in, you're going to let this sit so the dough can rise. Basically we're gonna let it sit. Put a warm towel or not a warm towel, a towel over it and allow it to sit for about 45 minutes to an hour so the dough can rise. Then we're gonna take it to the next level. And you want to sit this in a warm place. So I'm going to sit it over near the stove. And I'm going to use paper towels. You can use a clean kitchen towel. Just whatever you have available. It's fine. There you have it. And I'm going to set it in a warm place. Be back. Okay, so while the dough is still rising, you let it rise for at least an hour. While that's going on, what we're gonna do is make the smear and base, which is for the sticky buns at the bottom, and you're gonna let it cook and everything with the pecans or walnuts or whatever you decide to use. So for that, I have 1 1/2 cup of light brown sugar here. Light brown sugar, 2 sticks of salted butter, softened, 2 tablespoons of honey, a pinch of kosher salt, 1 tablespoon of, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1 1/2 cups to 2 cups of pecans in pieces. Now, you don't have to do the honey. You can leave the honey out, or you can add it in, but I'll put the instructions at the bottom. And you can also substitute walnuts for the pecans as well. Okay, so we're gonna make the smear and base for the pecans, which is gonna go in the bottom of your baking pan, skillet, or whatever you decide to use. What you want to do is you want to have 1 1/2 cup of packed light brown sugar, 2 sticks of salted butter, softened, plus more for the skillet or the bottom of your pan. your baking pan. You want a pinch of kosher salt, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 2 cups of pecans. So I'm gonna add my vanilla in, and I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I just always like more vanilla. That's just me. I don't think you can ever have too much flavor. And you just want to Okay, now I'm gonna bring my pan over and have everything ready.
Some days it look like you're getting smaller, then some days it look like you're just doing the same thing.
I know them days very well. Yes, Lord. So here's my pan. So you're gonna put this in. Smooth it out. And why I decided to use the knife. And it's gonna melt anyway. So. your 2 cups of pecans. And you want to put this in the oven. And make sure you butter the pan before you put your mixture in, which I didn't do. So now that you have it in, you want to butter your pan before putting your butter and the brown sugar mixture in. And then you want to put it in, put your pecans on top, and put this in the oven at about 350 for about 10 minutes. And I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I just always like more vanilla. That's just me. I don't think you can ever have too much flavor. And you just want to okay, now I'm gonna bring my pan over and have everything ready. So here's my pan. So you're gonna put this in, smooth it out. So why I decided to use the knife. And it's gonna melt anyway. So. And you just wanna add your 2 cups of pecans. And you want to put this in the oven, and make sure you butter the pan before you put your mixture in, which I didn't do. So now that you have it in, you want to butter your pan before putting your butter and the brown sugar mixture in. And then you want to put it in, put your pecans on top, and put this in the oven at about 350 for about 10 minutes. So this is how your mixture should look once you take it out of the oven. You just want to let it bubble up a little bit and cook and melt down. So you set this aside and get the buns ready. So now I'm using saran wrap just because I don't want to do it on the counter. We want to finish up now. The dough has been rising, and now what we're gonna do is finish up the ingredients. So 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and this is the baking powder, Argo, that I like to use. 1/2. 1 1/2 teaspoon of salt. You can use regular salt, kosher salt, just whatever your preference is. Last but not least, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Baking soda. And you want to stir it in. It's well incorporated. And I just basically take it over a couple of times because I'm about to roll it out anyway. And basically just making sure it's well incorporated. Okay, set that to the side. Now you want to make sure that you have your counter or whatever you're using well floured for your dough. Now my preference is to kind of mash it out, make it a whole lot easier for myself. It's just what I like to do. Use my little small rolling pan because it's more convenient for me not having to get out the big one. Okay, so now we have that. Now gonna smear the 1/2 stick of butter. So it's 1/2 stick of butter and 1 cup of granulated sugar and 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. Whatever your preference is for spreading it out, that's up to you. This is how I do it. You want to make sure you evenly distribute the butter all over the dough. So that's going to be one. You don't want part of it to be dry and the other to be moist. So you want to make sure you're evenly, which I've done. Now for the sugar and the cinnamon. So I just take it like so. Makes it easier for me. You do what's easier for you. And I have cut the sugar some. I don't want as much sugar because I got a lot of brown sugar. It's just up to you. I always cut the sugar, and you can do the same if you so choose. So basically I'm just patting the sugar into the dough with the butter. You start to take it and roll it. What I do for this, kind of take it and I fold it over like. There you have it. Now I'm about to cut the dough. Get a little flour on it. There we have it. There we are. So now I am just waiting. Have to put these in the pan. So you start to put them in your pan, like so. They are going to expand. And there you have it. And you're going to let those sit and rise for about 20-30 minutes at the most. And I'm going to set these on the stove. The buns have, the sticky buns have been sitting, and as you can see, they've expanded and risen. They are terrific. Okay. So they are going in the oven at 325 degrees for about 15 to 20 minutes. You want to check, keep checking on them, because depending on your oven, it might be a little different.